Schenectady. I'll speak for the city, and we appreciate it.
Schenectady, it's an old town I played ball in, so I remember very well.
I actually watched you when you played for the Blue Jays.
You're not that old.
Pretty close.
Mr. Ketchum, I'm going to start you with this question since you mentioned it in your written statement, but I would like to hear from anyone else also. In your statement, you said that changes in the marketplace have eliminated meaningful market makers' obligations. What changes should be considered to market makers' rules to reflect the current marketplace and the rules of new type of liquidity providers?
Senator, I think that's a very good question, without a simple answer. I start believing in competition, and much of the reason for changes in market maker obligations have been by the SEC's effort to encourage competition across markets. But it is a reality that today in a number of marketplaces, there aren't obligations to, quote, reasonably related to the market. I would say two things need to happen quickly. The first thing is where there isn't an obligation to, quote, reasonably related to the market, there should not be two-sided, quote, obligations, and perhaps they should not be benefited from a margin and capital standpoint. But you have to eliminate stub quotes so you avoid these ridiculous trades down at a penny, 5 cents, et cetera. Secondly, I think there needs to be an evaluation, and Chairman Shapiro committed to it afterwards, to look hard at whether the requirements that used to exist that required regular quoting and participation in the market, if you were to get benefits from the standpoint of market-making status, should be reenacted. You raised that question earlier because I know you've been involved in the industry, and personally, I believe that ought to be reviewed and reconsidered.